During a scuffle of action in broken down trailer park, a canister of odd purple gas was shot. This purple gas affected everyone in the nearby area, turning Shiny into a superhero with water powers. Today, he is reviewing a cartoon named Static Shock. Hold on and get ready for a bumpy ride. Hey guys, Shiny here. Welcome to Shiny's Mark, the show where I look at the goods, bads, and overall neutral shows, movies, and games. Also a reminder, I rate on a 5-tier basis. Today we are looking at Static Shock. This superhero cartoon was released in 2000 on Kids WB, and ran for 4 years, ending in 2004. The show is about Static, or Virgil, a new superhero who came from the Big Bang gas explosion. Him and his best friend Richie work to fight the crime of bang babies that appeared, effectively making them both heroes. Now, before I get to the rating part of the episode, I want to say something. This show, while old, tackled a lot of serious topics. There were a good handful of episodes focused on serious topics, some of which will still pop up on YouTube Shorts or TikToks to this day, due to how good they handled the topics. The first episode to tackle any serious topic was in Season 1, Episode 8, Sons of Fathers. This episode tackled racism in the best way possible, not shoving the messages down our throats. It worked best because they used Static, or Virgil, to get the message across. After Richie's father finds out that Virgil is his friend, Richie's dad gets upset, saying horrible things about Virgil. Luckily, thanks to Virgil's father, Richie's father slowly started to at least care and be nicer to others of other skin color, being nicer to Virgil and more understanding to Richie. Let me move on to the most important topic that was covered by the show in my opinion, that being school shootings. In the episode Jimmy, Season 2, Episode 11, the episode starts off with Virgil in the counselor's office, talking about Richie being shot. The episode then flashes back and explains everything step by step, to why Jimmy, the school shooter, did what he did. It was handled extremely seriously. In fact, it was so serious that Virgil, as Static, was almost off-screen the entire time. Yet this worked in its favor. The episode was very sad, but done beautifully. Even the little message at the end was very nice and needed, but a little corny. There are a couple more episodes that tackle serious topics, but none were as serious as those two. I honestly really like these episodes. It is rare that cartoons or kids shows actually tackle serious topics and do them so well. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, please check out these episodes or at least look them up. Their messages are put across very well, and they're needed in some cases. With all of that out of the way, time to get to the rating. Let's get started right on the animation quality, or look for its time. This was made in the 2000s, and honestly, the first 2 seasons didn't look amazing.
Ow!
Happy studying, Derek.
Trade you your sweat socks for my sister. Now let's hit that out.
By any means. They looked okay. Season 1 was pretty horrid, and Season 2 was better than Season 1. Yet as soon as it hit Season 3, there was a major upgrade in the animation quality. And just the look of the show in general.
I don't know why. You're bringing most of it home with you.
Hey, I just read that the government is going to start an underwater expedition to find the Ashanti Palace, now that Dr. Inoki has his map back.
Cool.
Oop, I better go down and check us out.
I'll go with you, Daddy. I saw the cutest little...
Season 3 animation quality lasted until the end of the show 1 year later. So overall, the animation was standard and flat until Season 3, where it became a full-fledged, awesome-looking superhero show. Let's get to your creativity. What needs to be said? This show is insanely creative. From how the powers were gotten to all the Bang Babies' powers, there are tons of cool creative things in the show. The creativity started off high and declined only slightly when moving to the final season. My favorite powers come from Static, Gear, Ebon, and Rubber Bandman. All of their powers are pretty creative, albeit somewhat simple. Static uses static electricity. Gear uses super smarts to make computers and other advanced tech. Ebon create portals to go through and blend in with the shadows. There's just so much to say about the powers. Yet I'll leave it at that for now. If you want to learn more about the creativity and powers, just look the show up. On to the story. Well, if you want a deep story, avoid this series. The story isn't that deep, it's actually pretty simple. It still keeps on the path of the story, while sometimes having episodes that don't focus on anything in the major case of the story. For example, these episodes that teach good lessons don't usually have much for storytelling. Neither do the celebrity tie-in episodes, which there are about 4 or 5 of. Don't worry, I'll get to that. Either way, the story is simple and pretty easy to follow, which makes for a good superhero kids show. Onto the characters, and honestly, I love a lot of them. Even the villains are great characters. Each character seems to have motive for their character. For the case of Static and Gear, it's to protect the city of Dakota. For the case of most villains, they want to take control of the place or turn normal. You can feel the emotions with each character, no matter how small or big. You can choose to side with whichever character you want, which makes it a little better. If you cheer for the villains, it won't change much, but it's still cool to see the villains slightly change every episode they are in. Onto music, and this is the only spot that has an issue to me. The music was really good in Season 1. Great intro, great background music, and I like it. Then you get to Season 2 giving the worst intro ever, with the song lyrics in a superhero show. Just saying, it's infuriating to hear that. Seasons 3 and 4 did change the intro, making it super awesome as the song was sung or rapped by Little Romeo. Yet that doesn't change the fact that they still use song lyrics in fight scenes, and it pisses me off! Sorry, let me calm down for a second. Let's move on to some of my favorite things about the show. This part might have a spoiler or two. I'll put a timestamp in the description. If you want to skip spoilers, I'll give you a minute to check it out. Okay, minute is up. Either way, onto my favorite things. Starting off, I love the way Virgil and all other characters got their powers. It was slightly odd though, considering almost everyone got different powers from the Big Bang. Still cool though. Next I loved was how well they slid Richie's power and Rubber Band Man turning good. Richie's learning about his power randomly and being bummed out when it isn't as special as Virgil's, then changing to him loving his power slowly but surely was a great way to do it. Rubber Band Man turning good was well done, with him just wanting to have everything as good as he can in his life. Trying not to commit crimes, just get payback on others that deserve it. Finally, I want to compliment how well the last 3 episodes were done. They didn't feel super connected, but they were connected very deep down. The last of the 3 episodes start with showing scientists attempting to fix the Big Bang baby issue. It succeeded after help from Static. The second to last episode was more focused on fighting a huge villain that Static was blackmailed into fighting. The last episode was amazingly done. It felt scary and it had hard for Static and Gear. Every single Bang baby started to lose their powers, thanks to the scientists. While some were fine with this, others weren't. The ones that weren't fine with it team up against Static and Gear. How did that end, though? I won't tell. You should watch it yourself. Finally, I want to talk about my top 3 favorite and least favorite episodes. In no particular order, my top 3 are Gear, Jimmy, and Power Outage. These 3 episodes are great in their own ways. Gear shows how a new superhero entered the scene, and is done very well. Well, yes, a little nerve-wracking. Jimmy is a scary and real episode, speaking about a serious topic. It's done really well, and at the end of the episode, I felt kind of nervous and for everyone involved, as I always would during a real school shooting. Power Outage is the last episode of the series, so I won't spoil anything here. Go watch it yourself. My top 3 least favorite are, in no order, are Consequences, Trouble Squared, and The Parent Trap. Consequences and Trouble Squared are in the same boat. I didn't even watch them due to them being in the wrong season. Consequences and Trouble Squared were supposed to be in seasons 2, but they both ended up being in Season 3, which ruins the pace of the season and messes up the animation style, making me pretty annoyed on my watch through. The Parent Trap was just a bad episode in my opinion. Quick spoiler warning, I don't care about any of this, yet if you don't want to be spoilered at all, just skip to the timestamp. Either way, Shebang comes back after being gone for a couple episodes, claiming her parents were kidnapped, and they were, by a scientist that can disintegrate anything for matter and energy. The scientist planned to kill Shebang's parents if they didn't give him an antidote to this problem. At the end of the episode, it just kind of gets ruined though. The scientist collapses and stops moving due to his powers being too much for him, effectively turning him into a statue. And if you're wondering, no, he doesn't come back. It's so dumb. It doesn't make any sense. He doesn't ever come back because why would he? But like, he should have. Whatever. He never came back. It's stupid. I'm done. On to the next thing. Finally, we are done with this episode. So we're on to the medal rating. What do I rate this? I rated it at 164 out of 200. Or at least that's what I would do at least that's what it says on my season list. It would be a B if I went by that. Yet, since I go by medals here, it'll be given the good medal. This medal makes sense. The show has pretty good animation, tons of creativity, and great characters. Even great crossovers, even. Everything needed in a good show. I don't approve of it, though, because while it was good, I am unsure if I myself would watch it again. So I can't say I approve it. Yeah, it's still a good show, and what demographic do I think will like the show? I say honestly anyone could like this show. Yet, if you want my complete honesty, I say 10 or higher would like the show. Because at least at the age of 10, the serious episodes won't fly over the kids' heads. Either way, though, I recommend giving it a watch. No matter what you like, I cannot approve of it. But it's good enough to watch. Go check it out if you can. And with that, I will sign off. Thank you all for joining me on another episode of Shiny's Mark. Tell me what you think about Static Shock in the comment section below, and give me some suggestions for what shows I should cover next. Until then, stay happy and hoppy like a Totodile. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go save my town.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I